Hi everyone, I am Anisha. Uh, Today we see about the topic is measurement. Measurement is defined as the unknown quantities to known quantities to calculate the answers or values components. Measurements we can see about time, height, temperature, area, volume, mass and weight. So also calculate the measurement. Now we can see about the physical quantities. So physical quantities, the value of the physical quantities actually the product of the number and the units. So the unit is the precisions of the measurement is the results bytes the procedure used to the measure. So the physical quantities are derived to the quantities of the two quantities. There are fundamental quantities and derived quantities. So fundamental quantities you can see about length, time, mass, and derived quantities you can see about area, mass, volume. These are that. Now we can see about the fundamental quantities. So now we can see the fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities are to measure the unknown quantities to calculate the and units of the things. We can see that length, mass, time and temperature. You can length is the extents of something between the 2 points. It between some cloths to measure that a road. You can see that kilometers. You can see that millimeters to measure that one point to another point. This is the measurement. You can also measure the some simple things. It will use to help to measurement tabs. Next we can see about the mass. Mass is the measure the amount of matter of an object. If it's used to beam balance, we can use some measure the tomatoes or potatoes. We can see about the shop. Yes, this is help to use measure the some quantities of the things. So you can measure to the kilogram. Next, time is very precious. Time is a measure of duration of events and the interval between them. That's between uh, morning 8 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock. You can to measure that some individual times of them, so that we calculate about the seconds. Next we can see temperature. Temperature is the measure of hotness or coldness of the body. If in raining season we can see some bodies are hot, so measure the thermometer to find out the Kelvin in your body. So the measure temperature is used to Kelvin to calculate them. In cold also you can calculate the minus 21 degree Celsius. See that that means when you write the units it means about Kelvin. Next, there are types of measuring tools. There are pressure gauge, laser level, insulators, protectors, and measurement squares, screw gauge, vernier caliber. In screw gauge, we can measure the small quantities, and vernier we can use the large quantities to measure that. Now we can see about the fundamental quantity and her units. In length, we can measure. You can put the unit in meter. In mass we can put in the meter is kilogram. In time we can put in the unit is second. And temperature we can put in the Kelvin, and electric current we can put the ampere. Electric currents we can use also use in the physics lab to ampere, and the something you can use that. Next, amount of substance is moles and lumen intensity. Next we can see about the derived quantities. Derived quantities, now we see about the area. Area is the measure of how much space is there a flat of the units. It means measure the square meters. Some surface we can to find out the particular space, we can to calculate the areas. Next we can see about the volume. The amount of space occupied by the three-dimensional object is known as this volumes. The SI unit of the volume is cubic meter. We can see about the picture. First we can see about the water to put in the cork. It will be filled up on the surface. Next we can put in the some wood. It will be half water and half surface. Next we can put in the aluminium. It will full down on the water. This is for examples of volume. This is the some units of the volumes. We can calculate the inches and pound and pint and yard, inches. These are the some units of derived quantities. This is the derived quantities and her units. Derived quantities is area is equal to length in the breadth. It's her units is meter square. We can calculate about area. It is the length into breadth. Next we can see the volume is equal to length into breadth into height. It will be meter square. Speed is equal to distance by time. Its unit is m second meter seconds power 1. It will be written also meter by second. Electric charge is equal to electric current into time. It will be coulomb. We can to write the unit. Next, density is equal to mass by volume. Is equal to kilogram meter power minus 3. So today we can see about the topic is physical quantities. It is calculated divided by into fundamental quantities and derived quantities. We can calculate the measurements in our daily life to use measurements, some length we can find out that using some max. You can calculate some answers. Also you can measure that scale to using the measurements, and also we can some derive the some importance things or time or the precious to also measurements. Today we see about the topic is measurements. Its definition is the unknown quantities to known quantities of the measurements. So can you understand this topic? Thank you.